it's actually a bit of an unusually short amount of time between this video and my last video. And to be honest with you, I didn't wake up today with the intention of making another video, but I had to for one reason, and that reason is I got asked a question from my last video. Someone wanted to know how many of these pairs of glasses I owned and why I wear them. Well, I actually only own two. Believe it or not, this is not the pair I wore in the last video. This is. And I wear these because it's nice to have your own signature look, because no one else in the world ever wears the 3D glasses you get from the movies. No. Actually, the real reason I wanted to make this video is because when I logged on to Twitter today, there's actually a pretty interesting war between one of my favorite internet personality reviewer people and, another one that I don't tend to like. I'm not really going to address either of them by name, just on, the off chance that they happen to find this. But, over the last course of a few days, like, they've been talking about, Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat game that came out. I recently watched the one reviewer that I do like. I watched his, epic long rant on Mortal Kombat. And, for the most part, I actually agree with what he had to say. And I mean, like, essentially that's the purpose in this video, is I just want to kind of express my experience with Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 2011 and in a shorter, condensed format, because I mean, like, his video is almost an hour long, and I don't really know if you have the patience to sit there and watch someone rant on about a game for, like, a whole hour. I did, but that's because, I have no life. But pretty much, like, when I played Mortal Kombat, when I borrowed it from my friend, I played it, and like, the first 30 minutes of this game was awesome. I put in the game, and right then and there, there's, first of all, you get to see all of the old characters you used to play as. Like, they even dug up Stryker for whatever reason. Like, he hasn't been in a game, at least to the best of my knowledge, in, like, a really, really long time. Like, I think the last Mortal Kombat game I remember playing as him was way back in, like, Mortal Kombat 2. But, so here's all these characters you like in that sort of classic format. So, right away it's a throwback to the original Mortal Kombat. And, okay, there's the blood, there's the guts, and the fatalities, and all of that. But, I mean, like, essentially, pretty much, after that first 30 minutes, after the whole novelty of seeing, like, people get ripped in half or sawed in half, or, like, watching heads explode and, all that stuff, the game got really boring to me. And I mean, like, first of all, I want to emphasize, to me, what I'm not trying to do in this video is attack people who are fans of Mortal Kombat, nor am I trying to, like, defend, or, well, okay, I am kind of trying to defend Marvel vs. Capcom 3 a little bit, but I'm not trying to call you a bad person, but I'm just trying to say, like, this was my experience with Mortal Kombat, and, like, literally about 30 minutes after playing it, I got really bored with it, because pretty much at the end of the day, what Mortal Kombat just simply boiled down to was memorization. I mean, that's really all it is just a game of memorization. I mean, I'm not saying it takes zero skill, but I mean, it just doesn't feel like, to me, it takes as much skill as, say, other fighting games out there, you know? I mean, first of all, like, one personal point for me was, I definitely like Marvel vs. Capcom 3's faster style of gameplay. Like, having played MvC3 for like 2 months now, and then jumping into Mortal Kombat definitely felt slow to me. And I definitely prefer the faster pace of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But you know, aside from that, like I said, it boils down to memorization. Like, it gives you, okay, here's your combos, here's like all the moves you can string together, here's your special attacks, memorize that. Whereas, you know, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, all they really do in their move list, they give you each character's special moves, you know, like the Hadouken and the Shoryuken and all that good stuff. They give you your special moves and then your hyper combos, and then they pretty much tell you figure out your own combos. You figure out a way to make a fluent fighting style around this character. And like, not every time I play it, but a lot of times I play it. When I play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, people often tend to surprise me. And I mean, like, I understand one complaint about Marvel vs. Capcom 3 were spammers. And yes, there are projectile spammers in this game, but I actually don't see them as often as other people claim to. I actually get a lot of really good fights on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I've gotten people who, you know, will pick a character I've fought 1,000 times over, but then they'll do something and show me something new, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that character could do this, or I didn't know that assist had the potential to do that, you know? And I mean, like, for example, originally I thought Wesker's little downward gunshot was almost useless, and you know, now after playing through it, like, people got real creative, and I'm almost afraid of that thing. But you know, again, Mortal Kombat, it's like I said, it really just feels like memorization to me. And I mean, I understand some people are probably going to prefer that. Some people like, you know, being able to practice and just like kind of drill that combo into their head, but to me, it's not as rewarding of an experience to me, because in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you know, you have, every battle is different. Whereas, you know, Mortal Kombat 9, like when I played online, I pretty much, this guy picked this character, memorized 1 or 2 combos, and that was his go-to combo. You know, that was pretty much all he did the entire match. And I mean, you know, you can get frustrated at that, but essentially that's what Mortal Kombat boils down to. That's what Mortal Kombat pretty much is telling you, this is how you should play it. And so, like I said, you know, I'm not calling Mortal Kombat 9 bad per se, but the best word I would use to describe Mortal Kombat is shallow. You know, you got, it's just, it's the memorization factor is just ridiculous. I mean, I want to play a fighting game, not a memory game. I mean, I can go online and like play free memory games. I want to play a fighting game, you know. So I mean, I understand, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, no, it's not a perfect game, but to me, it's a better game. It's a game I would far rather play, just simply because, you know, it's a more unique experience. You know, it pretty much tells you, you make your own combo, not, okay, here's a bunch of combos that your character does, and these are how you're going to proceed to deal damage. And I mean, like, I get that there is the challenges in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 which pretty much, you know, tells you some combos. But even on top of that, there are still more combos that you can do. Like, I mean, you can alter those combos too. Challenge mode doesn't tell you everything. I mean, I've been able to extend some of the combos that they teach you in challenge mode into including hyper combos that they didn't originally do. So I mean, like, it's just the creativity there is really what makes me want to play Marvel vs. Capcom over a game like Mortal Kombat, you know. So I'm not calling it a bad game. I don't want you to think that I think Mortal Kombat 9 is a bad game. It's just I would far rather play a game like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 than I would Mortal Kombat. Because again, Mortal Kombat, it just boils down to who has their character shit memorized. You know, it really just boils down to who remembers their combos, who remembers their character's special moves. So like I said, you know, it's definitely a preference thing. So I would say, yeah, my preference is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So, you know, okay, with it, I guess in closing, obviously my question is for you, which one would you prefer? The Mortal Kombat style of gameplay or the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style of gameplay? Or, you know, tell me a fighting game that's better than them both. Just explain why you think that fighting game is better than them both, or why you think Mortal Kombat's better, or why you think Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is better. So, you know, comment wherever you're watching this at and let me know. Thanks.